Welcome back to Under the Umbrella Podcast. We back, y'all. Stuff changed, man. We gonna do the YouTube thing now. Me and Cam gonna give y'all a face to the voice. Y'all get to see us now. We back for season 2. We excited. We still gonna be on Spotify doing the audio, strictly audio for those listeners. But we want to give people like a little YouTube, put face to the, like I said earlier, put a face to the voices, and so you guys get familiar with us. And Cam, anything you got to say to the people? We just started YouTube. Anything you want to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone still, keeping up with us, still following us. We've been on a little break, but we kind of let y'all know that a little bit in the last episode we dropped the season 1. But yeah, just picking it back up, doing what we do best when it comes to this. And like you said, now y'all can, visually see us along with the audio, at least on the YouTube side. But I'm just glad we, got our schedules right and found time to get back to it because we always ready to drop something.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun season 2. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna still do our whole just local basketball, just talking about basketball at like a level of getting better, and we're gonna talk about the professionals, the entertainment basketball world out there, and then we're gonna have special guests. Like we're gonna have some local coaches, some trainers. We're gonna try to reach out to people and bring them on, and just so you listeners could get a different look of different advice from different people, different aspect. But today's episode, we just gonna talk basketball since we back. So we're just gonna talk basketball today. We're gonna talk about the WNBA Finals. We're going to get into our outlook on the Eastern Conference, the Western Conference of the NBA. And then we're going to just give our little takes on the AP rankings for women's and men's college basketball, like what we like and what we dislike. And just stick with us. It's going to be an interesting episode. And so, Cam, we're going to start off early. We're going to start off with the WNBA Finals, man. We got the Lynx versus Liberty. I think the Finals is exciting so far. But I want to hear your take on the first 4 games. Well, we going to what Sunday is game 5 for the championship. Yeah. And I'm a Liberty fan, so I might be biased a little bit, y'all. But I want to hear Cam take. How you been feeling about the first 4 games so far?
I mean, I've been loving it, honestly. Just, the close games, the back and forth, just the competitiveness, honestly. Like, it's one of those matchups where, like, it's kind of hard to predict each game. So it's like a lot of times you're just watching like in suspense because you don't know how it's gonna turn out. But like from game 1, I feel like Courtney Williams really been an X factor for Minnesota. I think majority of the time when she ends up, having a good game and playing well, playing consistent, then they have a really good chance of winning. Obviously, Collier is going to do her thing. Obviously, last night, I think she struggled a little bit, but they still were able to get the W, which is really, especially in the finals, that's all that matters. But, yeah, obviously, Collier, she's been doing her thing probably other than last night. But I've been real impressed with Courtney Williams. Some of the clutch shots she's been making this series. Who else? Kayla McBride. That's another one. It seems like when she plays well, the Lynx usually have a better opportunity to get the W.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause I think it's like, obviously, most people that watch the game know, Collier's, their go-to scorer and playmaker and stuff like that. But I think Courtney Williams and Kayla McBride, when they come in ready to play and, knocking down shots, trying to create for others too, it's like, it opens everything else up for the team. And I think that's why they've been able to tie this series up so far. But as far as the Liberty goes, they're the team that, honestly, I want to say before the season started or even early in the season, I had them like a favorite to win it all. But and that's the thing with the Liberty. It seems like when B. Stewart has a off game, they typically don't end up winning. Which a lot of times when your best players all having an off game, that's usually how it goes. But I think even when you're having an off game as like your team's number 1 option, you still want to have impact on the game and still be able to be productive on other sides of it, whether it's defense, rebounding, playmaking, getting your teams, the ball in open positions. But I think last night, Stewie struggled a little bit. Looked like
Yeah,
Sabrina
she
struggled
definitely she did. She did.
yeah, and it's and I think most people will probably get on her about her performance last night. Probably Sabrina too, because she was off as well. I think she was like 0 for 5 from 3 last night, and it's just sometimes you have them games. So I think it's like I said after game one, I kind of felt like the Liberty was going to come back strong following the loss in game one, and I think they'll do the same thing on Sunday in game 5. They know that it's do or die now. So they really don't have a choice. If they really want to win it, then they definitely got to come out strong in game 5. And I think just with them, I think the most consistent has been Jonquel Jones. She seems like she always plays I think she's one of those players that just knows her game. She knows what she's good at. She knows how to help the team. So I think she's been pretty consistent. But like I said, when B. Stewart and Sabrina play well, like I think it was game 2, like a game like that, like I don't think anybody can mess with them. When those two are clicking, they're a really hard team to beat. So that's why I've been really excited about this finals matchup, just because, like I said, it's kind of 2 or 3 players on each team. If they play well, they give their team a really good chance to win. So I've been real excited watching this one. I know you a Liberty fan, so how did you feel watch, especially some of the off games they had? I want to know how you felt about that.
To be honest, I'm like you, Cam. We spoke about it last season of the pod. It's our championship to lose because how the Aces with Chelsea Gray being injured for most of the year. I was like, oh, this is our chance because this is like our sixth finals appearance or fifth? No, six, I believe, and we didn't win
Mm-hmm.
no chip yet. So we cursed. So I'm a little like, yo, this is it. Like, can we win it this year? So I expected us to get to the finals. It's what 12 teams in the lead. I expected us. We're like legit a super team, the best team in the league. I expected us to get to the finals. On the other hand, the Lynx are like for the people who don't watch WNBA and I want to refer, they like OKC. Like not this year OKC, like the Kevin Durant OKC. Like they young. You didn't expect them to be there, and then they got there. So I didn't expect them to beat what? I didn't expect them to beat who they played, Connecticut.
Yeah,
I didn't expect them to beat Connecticut personally. I didn't expect them to beat Connecticut Suns. So when they got there, I'm like, they good. We knew they could play defense, and McBride's the older leader because we all know what 2 years ago the Lynx was like a rebuild project, and I thought
yeah,
they was gonna get rid of McBride and just like start building everything. So she stayed along for the project, and everything came together. Signing Courtney Williams over from the Dreams, who had like a weird season that year when they got her. I'm a little upset. I think we should have swept them and just get this over and get a championship because I'm excited for us to get one. I still think we're gonna win, but game one was like the punch in the gut. Like,
yeah.
yo,
That's the one I was definitely gonna ask you about. I wanted to ask you, what did you think about the foul call at the end, and then obviously Stewie missed the free throw that when I think it went into overtime after that.
yeah, I'm not upset about the foul call or anything like that because you can't change nothing. It happened. It happened.
Right,
But then when Stewie, like, I didn't expect that from Stewie because Stewie's
right.
a champion. Nobody expected that from Stewie.
Yeah,
She
it's
probably didn't
like
expect that.
yeah, you could tell she was pissed about missing the free throw. And like I said, it's like no matter how good you are, it's like you're gonna have those moments in your career where like a free throw, like you think Breonna Stewart, like, oh, that's easy work. Like 2 free throws is done, it's over with. But it's like sometimes it just the ball don't bounce, and then it's like, damn, like I didn't expect that from her. Which even like last night, I think Sabrina went like 0 for 5 from 3, and it's like you don't expect that from her. Like
That
especially at this stage, it's like, dang, like that's you, like that's what you do, and it's like when they
yeah.
come up short, it's like, dang, like that's crazy.
That's why I was like, it was a punch in the gut, and Stu responded great second game. Well, it was mainly Stu. Well, it was mainly Laney Hamilton the second game that I think that just bringing that energy, we just blew them out. Like I told Cam before we started recording, I was like, to be honest, I thought so. We blow them out and stopped watching the game. Cause they had their sprouts, but I just stopped. Game 3 was like, I was like, yo, we cannot lose game 3. And then Stewie was like, I'm that person. That's what Stewie said. She was like, I'm chasing Maya Moore. That's how she was hooping, and the whole team came together and they locked in on defense in Game 3, and that's how we came back and won. And Game 4 is just like it was a back and forth. It's like, but my biggest issue, I have two issues with my team right now. Should we start Courtney? Should we start Courtney Van Sloot? Should we start her and bring the rookie back off the bench? I'm iffy about that because I think she's a vet. We should use her like second ball handling and vision out there in IQ. And I understand the matchup, and that's like my main issue. I don't know. And my second issue is Sabrina. Like, come on, man. You a Nike contract player. You got a Nike sneakers deal. A lot of people question if you deserve a lot of this stuff. I know you made Kobe proud Game 3. That was good. But it was like Game 1, you didn't play bad. Game 2, you didn't need to really play. We kind of like Stewie and them handle business. Because you was hot the first half, and then you just stopped shooting the second half. And then Game 3, it was like, all right, I was mad the first half. Because I'm like, yo, why she's not doing nothing? She had like, 7 points at halftime? And it's not just the points. It's like, yeah, she was passing, but she wasn't being aggressive. Then she
Right.
became aggressive in the last, 4 minutes in the fourth. And I was like, all right, if she play like this in Game 4, we're winning. There's no way we're winning. We're beating this team. But it didn't happen. And that's credit to the Lynx. That's credit to the Lynx to digging in. And they didn't quit. They didn't give up. They could have easily been like, yo, they got us Game 3, man. They responded great. But so I have a question about the Lynx.
Mm-hmm.
I sent this text. It's not the Lynx, more Collier. I said, is Collier the women version of young Kawhi Leonard on the Spurs when he won his first championship? Collier is not really, she doesn't really have too much moves to create space. She set screen, roll well, but on the defensive end, she could guard almost anybody. She could guard anybody. So that's
Yeah.
how I look at it. Like, so I'm going to ask you, Cam, does she remind you of a woman version of Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because before, I want to say it might have been before the playoffs start, or it might have been early when it started. And I found out that she was like real close with Maya Moore. So then I was kind of looking at their games, and like she kind of got a little, because Maya Moore was kind of like obviously Maya Moore could do anything on the court, but like offensively, I feel like Maya kind of just stuck with like one or two dribble pull up, get to the rim. She can shoot the three still, so it's like I think offensively her game always kept the defense on their toes. I don't think Collier's like as polished offensively as somebody like Maya Moore, but I think style wise, like you said, like a Kawhi Leonard who he's simple and precise where it's like one or two dribble pull up. He's going to pull up the same way every time. He's gonna, shoot well from the field. He's gonna defend. It's like I could definitely see similarities in their game for sure.
Yeah, because that's like the only part. Like, I didn't want to compare man and women's, but I was just like, I just feel like this is like a Kawhi Leonard Spurs S moment. That's how I looked at it. I was like, I am biased. I am a Spurs fan. So, but that's how I looked at it. I was like, she remind me of Kawhi Leonard. Like, everything is not there yet, but she does everything right.
Yeah,
And
it's like
I feel like Collier is gonna be like once she get more polish. Oh my! Like WNBA is gonna be fun once she get more polish. Defense, she already got that.
yeah,
Defense
and
is like
she won
second nature.
Defensive Player of the Year, so it's obvious
Yeah,
she can guard up. And I think some people were saying Asia could have won it, which she could have. I think with the blocks alone, she easily probably could have got it as well. But I think they probably looked at Collier as somebody who can kind of guard multiple positions and stuff like that and be more effective. Maybe not on because I don't remember where her blocks was in the regular season, but it probably was pretty high still. But I think they probably looked at kind of what you're saying on defense, like she could pretty much guard anybody. Like with
yeah,
Asia, she can kind of guard more like threes, fours, fives probably. Where I think Collier is a little bit more versatile on defense, so it made sense why she ended up winning Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah. Like that's why I was like, man, Collier is like we all knew her from UConn, and like I didn't. It's a couple of players like I always say like I didn't expect them to go to the WNBA and be like her, Becky Young. I thought they was gonna be just good players. I didn't expect like oozing star potential from them years later. I was like, they're good players. They're not bad players. But now I'm like, yo, these are like legit some of the faces of the WNBA the years to
Yeah,
come.
for
And
sure.
I think people like I'm gonna have to start putting more respect on her on Collier's game. Like I used to be like she's good. Now I'm like, yo, I gotta put some respect on her name. Like, but like before we ended off with the WNBA though, Cam, who you got winning it on Sunday?
I mean, honestly, I think the Liberty will win just on like paper and just basketball, like period. I think the Liberty should win on Sunday. But it's like with the Lynx, it's another one of those situations where it's like if they were to win, I wouldn't be mad at it. It's just like who's gonna come ready to play on Sunday? And I think the team the Liberty has and like the vets, it's like I think mentality wise, they should come way more prepared. Like y'all have been around the block long enough where y'all know what's at stake in this game. Whereas, like you said, with a team like the Lynx, who's pretty young still, it's like they ain't really been nowhere yet. So it's like y'all should use that to y'all's advantage in the next game. Like pretty much the same way they came out in game 2. Like if it's a game like we need this game. It's like, all right, we'll play like it. Like come out, start the game like you really want to win. Because honestly, I feel like if they do that, they could blow them out if they really wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not gonna go against my team. I think we're gonna win. But like, I feel like you, Cam. I wouldn't get mad if I wouldn't be like upset. I mean, yes, I'm gonna feel upset. I'm gonna feel like the Bills. Like we're like the Bills of the WNBA. We get there and can't close a deal. I think the Lynx in their advantage. I don't feel like the pressure is on them. Like the
Yeah, it's
pressure is on
not.
us because people like you just said, nobody's like if they get it, they get it. But like the Liberty is like, yo, y'all got a super team. Like close the deal now. That's all it comes down to. Yeah, I got the Liberty. I got us winning on Sunday. Definitely gonna be a good game.